Town A, 720 km away from town B. Sorry, 740 km. Okay, so the car started at 10 a.m. So car 80 kilometers per hour as the speed, 10 a.m. Right. So we'll carry on traveling until 11:30. So there will be a point when A will reach somewhere in the middle. Okay. So the car is going to continue at 11:30 a.m. Still the same speed, 80 kilometers per hour. But at this time, 11:30, a van moves off from B as well. So van, 11:30, from B for town A, speed 75 km per hour. Right, so we see that there's a gap here. So the distance here can be found. Right, so taking the distance, speed times time, just the car, 80 kilometers per hour for 1.5 hours. Because 10 to 11:30 will be 1.5 hours. A distance of 120 kilometers. Okay, before the van even started. So we can find out this portion as well by taking the difference. Okay, the two towns are 740 kilometers apart. So the distance here would be 740 minus 120 gives us 620 km. So for them to meet at 11:30 a.m., so for these two vehicles to cover this 620 kilometers, okay, we simply add up the speed. Okay, because per hour they will cover 80 for the car, per hour the van will cover 75. So 80 plus 75 for 1 hour, they will cover 155. Okay, so adding the speed up, we can easily see that both vehicles will cover up this distance by 155 km per hour. And the time taken for meeting, okay, that calculates after the 11:30 a.m. 620 kilometers divided by 155 kilometers per hour, 4 hours exactly. So the question, part A, question asks what time. Just take 11:30 a.m. to add 4 hours. (3:30 p.m.) for both vehicles to meet. Alright. So since the car is faster, okay, we can, between this area we can draw the car traveling more. Okay, so it will be closer, within this distance it will be closer to B, okay, than to A. So let's say this is the meeting point. Alright, part B asks, when the vehicles pass each other, how far would the car be from town B? Okay, which is this distance. So how far will the car be when they meet? Alright, from town B. Okay, we can easily see that this is actually the distance traveled by the van itself. So they take 4 hours to meet. So part B, the required distance, okay, is the same as the distance traveled by the van within that 4 hours for the two vehicles to meet. So the van speed times 4 hours, 300 km. Alright, so if you want to check, this is not required, so just checking. For 4 hours, the car, after 11:30 a.m., for 4 hours the car will have traveled 320 km. So including the distance covered earlier on before 11:30 a.m. Okay, so this distance when they meet, which is 320 km, okay, the remaining distance simply just take 740 minus 320 minus 120. That will also give us 300 km. Okay, so the checking is to ensure that your answer is correct.